You wake up to ringing phones, signed documents on your desk, and men in suits waiting for your first order as the new boss. Your father is gone, and now you control his entire empire, millions in cash, loyal soldiers, and a name people fear across the city. You walk into your favorite club, and the room goes silent, then erupts, drinks pour, music blasts, and everyone treats you like royalty. You buy a hilltop mansion in cash, no paperwork, no questions, and for the first time in your life, money feels completely limitless. Cars fill your garage, gold watches stack in drawers, and every purchase feels instant, as if wealth simply appears whenever you want it. Then your accountant pulls you aside and quietly warns you that none of this money is actually clean, legal, or truly yours yet. A rival family sends a message, demanding a cut of your territory, warning that refusal means war on the streets you control. You face your first real decision: pay the tribute and keep peace, or refuse and risk everything you just inherited overnight. You choose to pay, but tribute payments quietly drain your cash flow, and your once limitless fortune starts shrinking faster than expected. Digging through old records, you discover your father left hidden debts, meaning the empire was built on fear, not on real assets. It hits you slowly. Wealth built on intimidation isn't ownership at all. It can disappear the moment people stop being afraid of you. To clean the cash, you start funneling it through fake businesses, but laundering money costs more than anyone ever told you it would. Federal agents begin asking questions around your businesses, and for the first time, the fear you cause starts pointing back at you. One of your most loyal soldiers gets arrested, and suddenly every secret you've built your empire on feels one conversation away from collapse. You realize every car, every watch, every mansion can legally be seized in an instant, because none of it was ever truly yours. Now you face a bigger decision: double down on crime to cover the losses, or quietly start building something the law can't touch. Secretly, you take a small portion of cash and invest it into a struggling local restaurant, just to test what real ownership feels like. Months later, the restaurant turns a small but steady profit, and for the first time, your money feels like it actually belongs to you. Meanwhile, the streets demand more violence to hold your territory, and the gap between your two lives keeps growing wider every single day. Then betrayal strikes. Someone close to you trades information for protection, and law enforcement finally gets everything they need to move against you. Overnight, your accounts freeze, your properties get seized, and the fortune you thought was permanent vanishes faster than it ever appeared. You finally understand: every flashy purchase was just spending, never wealth, because nothing illegal can ever truly be owned or protected. The small restaurant you almost forgot about is now the only income you have left, and the irony is impossible to ignore. Your biggest decision arrives: fight the charges and risk decades in prison, or cooperate and walk away with almost nothing left. You choose to cooperate quietly, trading information for a reduced sentence, and accepting a smaller, slower, but far more honest life. Inside the courtroom, the judge studies your case, weighing the violence behind you against the cooperation that may finally set you free. You walk out with a reduced sentence, but almost everything is gone: your reputation, your soldiers, and the empire you once controlled. Years pass quietly, and the small restaurant grows because every profit gets reinvested instead of spent, slowly compounding into something real. Compare the two timelines. Your old empire collapsed within months, but this honest business kept growing steadily, year after year after year. You think back on your old crew: most are dead, some are imprisoned, and almost none of them kept anything they once had. Years later, your restaurant has grown into a small chain, modest, legal, fully yours, and worth more than the empire ever truly was. Now you finally see it: real wealth needs three things together: legal ownership, time to grow, and freedom from constant fear. Fast, illegal cash felt powerful, but it was never real ownership, just a fragile illusion that could vanish the instant someone came looking. Every year spent chasing dangerous money was a year you could have spent building a legal asset that compounds quietly without any risk. Illegal empires collapse under their own risk eventually, but small, legitimate businesses, even slow ones, tend to survive scrutiny and quietly outlast them. You ask yourself if the rush was worth it, losing friends, freedom, and years of your life chasing wealth that was never truly real. Real freedom never came from controlling streets or scaring people. It came quietly from owning something small that nobody could ever take. Now imagine that choice sitting in front of you: the fast, dangerous fortune that disappears, or the slow, legitimate asset that quietly lasts. So ask yourself honestly, would you have chosen differently, or does the fantasy of fast money still feel tempting even after everything you just saw? This story is a fictional dramatization created purely for entertainment and education, not financial or legal advice, so always research and decide for yourself.